All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. I am like one of those days where you're just like racing to get in under the wire into the office. That's kind of today. Today's been kind of a hectic day, so bear with me here real quick while we send this out to social media and let everybody know that we're live on YouTube right now. Hopefully, everybody's having an amazing day. And as I do this, don't forget that we have a new Android, iOS, and app for Amazon Fire, etc. out there. So keep that in mind. You can now have an app on your new phone or old phone and be able to read all of our stories without missing the latest in cord cutting news. So let me share this on Twitter. Put this live on the site. Now put this on our Facebook account and we'll get underway. I hope everybody had a great week. Sorry to all my northern friends, especially the Northeast. It is like 70 down here, sunny. Wish I had worn shorts to the office today. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I know half of us right here listeners are probably under 6 feet of snow in the Northeast right now. So my sympathies go out to you. I'm glad I moved to Texas. All right, we're hitting post on this on Facebook. Craig, hello. Dean, Kenneth, Duke, good to see you all here. All the regulars are flying in. Love to see that. All right, let me share this on the Facebook group. So many places to do everything. Thomas says it's spring and have snow, 40 and rain in North Carolina. I spent a lot of time in North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina area for a while. Christian, I hope you're having a great snowy spring also. All right, just give me a moment to launch everything here. Literally kind of one of those days where you just kind of trying to get everything done and you slide in under the wire before you're late at work. And that's kind of what I feel like today. We're just kind of sliding in here. So I literally just kind of jumped in my seat, sat down. We're getting this going. So, all right, you now have my undivided attention. Sorry about the delay. Real quick, don't forget, we now have an iOS and Android app and an app for Amazon Fire devices. So a link in the show notes for that. 100% free. Never miss out on a story. If you're new here, welcome in. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we post, or should say, we are live on YouTube answering your cord cutting related questions. Could be just something you want to talk about. You could have a technical issue you're looking for help for. Post it in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. We do get a lot of questions. Oops, sorry, I just nailed the microphone. Hopefully that wasn't too loud for you. Apologies. We get a lot of questions. So if I don't answer your question and it kind of scrolls off the screen, it goes up, re-ask it, because with so many questions, it's hard to answer one and not miss 2 or 3 that fly by the list. So keep that in mind. Tom, Richard, good to see you all here. Why does my app come up sideways? It is currently only in portrait mode, so it's made for people reading their phones like this. I've talked to the app developer. They said landscape mode is on their list of ways they hope to do it in the future. It's a free app, and with free apps, with stuff that's free, there's sometimes compromises. This one, it doesn't include landscape mode right now. Excuse me. Sorry, I tried to mute the microphone and I didn't get it in. Problem with beautiful Texas spring, allergies. So, it's going to snow more satellite dishes in 5 days. Yeah, I get what you're saying, John. Yeah, all that snow, all those satellite customers aren't having signal today, probably. Chris asks, do you have any update when Philo TV app will be available on the Apple TV? No, the Philo CEO did say that the Apple TV is their primary focus right now with things coming up that they're working on. Why it's not there, I don't know. I would expect in the next few months it will probably come out with an app on Apple TV. Look for more support coming out from Philo. If they're serious about Philo, they'll be rolling out an app soon. Any updates on services coming from Verizon or T-Mobile? No. T-Mobile, as best we can tell, is in negotiations right now, trying to get the rights they need to do it. Yes, they bought a TV company, but that TV company has specific rights for specific markets. For T-Mobile to go nationwide, they need to renegotiate the deal. So we'll have to wait and see how that comes out. Verizon, same thing. I think they're still negotiating deals and contracts. Paul asks, when any word on ESPN's $5 streaming service? It's coming out this year. We know that they have some exclusive original content will be there, and some exclusive sports. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But that's all we know. Nothing new in the last few days. Thank you, DQH. I really appreciate the donation there of $2. Thank you. How was your South by Southwest panel? A lot of fun. Unfortunately, South by South did not record it. Not something I could do anything about, unfortunately, but it was great. We had a lot of time. Nothing groundbreaking. I didn't do. Nothing really came of it that was shocking news. What is interesting is basically these three companies, Hulu, Amazon, and YouTube, are all very serious about their efforts there. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Ariel says, any updates on Movies Anywhere getting more studio support? So Movies Anywhere is the streaming service from Disney. It's not really so much a streaming service as it is a way to take all the movies you have on Amazon and Fandango now, iTunes, Vudu. That's the other one I was thinking of. All these movies you bought from different services and put them on a single one. So with Movies Anywhere, if you link your iTunes account, you can watch your iTunes movies from many studios on a Roku or on an Amazon Fire or an Android TV. Vice the other way around, if you link Vudu, you can watch across all kinds of ones. Fandango now, you could access them on an Apple TV. They have been slowly adding more studios, but none have been announced recently. Anything new, and there's been no leaks on it. Craig says I have an Apple 4T, oh wait, I'm reading that backwards. I have 4 Rokus, excuse me, not Roku 4. He has 4 different ones, which I have no problems with. Do you think the $24.99 Fire Stick would be worth trying? I would ask you, if you're happy with your Rokus and there's nothing you're missing, what do you hope to get by buying a Fire Stick? I would say, yeah, I mean, there's nothing you're going to lose trying a Fire Stick. It's a great device. But if you're happy, I would say, why spend the money? If you got the money burning and you're interested in trying it out, I would say get it. You never know. The only thing I can really think of that the Fire TV has that the Roku does not would be Twitch. If you enjoy Twitch, the Twitch streaming service, it would be a great one. Now, if you were a Roku user and you had the Twitch app before Amazon pulled it off of Roku, then you still get to use it. If you didn't have the Roku app, and when they pulled it from the store, you can't add it now. The Fire TV doesn't have YouTube support though, so a little bit here, a little bit there. Are you going to test the new TCL 5 and 6 series? Yes, so the 6 series is coming out 1st of May. We reported this week. It's a very nice high-end TV. I saw it at CES. I have a video of the new Roku 6 series TV from TCL here on this YouTube channel. You can find it there. To check out my first impressions. I am working with TCL to get a review unit to get in-house and try it out. Robert says, will Sling TV get MLB Network soon? Possible. I would email Sling. I have not heard anything from them on that. Hello, fellow Texans. If you had to choose between DirecTV Now or PlayStation Vue, which would you choose? If price wasn't any option, I kind of like DirecTV Now a little bit. They have a few things I like there. PlayStation Vue, I like it too, especially now that they offer the out of market streaming. If you asked me 2 weeks ago before they changed the out of home streaming rules, I would say DirecTV Now because I travel. Now with that, it's kind of a 50-50 split. I can't really say there's anything in either one that would make me say PlayStation Vue is better than the other. Of course, I'm in the DirecTV Now DVR beta. So I would say see which one has the sports networks you like and pick whichever one you would like to use. John asks, any word on the new 3.0 over-the-air TV launching in Phoenix? So yes, Phoenix is the test market for the new 3.0 over-the-air TV. Includes stuff like 4K TV. Unfortunately, there is no update on when that's going to launch. Sometime soon, the beta should be launching in the next couple months. Was there any big news on streaming services? Raymond, exactly what do you mean by that? Any idea when DirecTV Now is going to release their new app? They still are saying spring 2018, so it could be tomorrow, could be June. Sometime in the next couple months. Have you heard anything about DVR capabilities on the Air TV 2? They say that the new Black Air TV, the network one where you plug it into your network and it streams out to all your different Sling apps, will be getting a DVR soon. What soon means, we're not sure, to be honest with you. Does the Sling TV app on a device not work with Air TV Whitebox? Yes, the Air TV Whitebox connects directly to the TV. It's not a network device. It just connects to the TV. So, are they... The Sling TV app... Oh, I just answered that. PlayStation Vue is a great service, Joe, and I agree with you. It has a horrible name. To this day, I still get a lot of questions that say, hey, I would love to try PlayStation Vue, but I don't own a PlayStation. T-Mobile needs to pay close attention to this. T-Mobile should not ever name their new TV service T-Mobile TV. Like, it sounds like they're going to. Because many people, I guarantee you, will believe that you're going to need a T-Mobile subscription to use it. They could be talking until they're blue in the face like Sony is. Sony right now is spending a lot of money in marketing campaigns to try to convince you that you don't need a PlayStation to use PlayStation Vue. They could be using that money a lot more effectively on other ads if they would just rename it to Vue TV or Sony TV. So keep that in mind. Paul, I don't understand your question. Give me a little bit more detail. With Comcast, with new streaming service, will it throttle Netflix? Now, there was an analyst today or yesterday really that reported that that Comcast is working on launching a Netflix competitor. Comcast and Netflix have contracts and deals, and Netflix actually puts their servers inside of Comcast servers. I don't believe they'll be throttling them. Here's the reality of it. By the time Comcast would launch a streaming service, 5G is launching in a bunch of markets this year. I hope to have a hands-on test of that soon. The fact is, in about 2 years, and most people have multiple internet options. In 5 years, many more. If Comcast starts throttling Netflix, you're soon going to be the ability to switch networks. And that's the ultimate solution to this problem. It's competition, and it's coming. So I wouldn't worry about it. I really wouldn't worry about throttling. I don't think that's going to be a problem going forward. Paul says, please explain all market rules for PlayStation Vue. So in the past, the PlayStation Vue would limit you. You could stream it on a Roku or an Apple TV or a Fire TV, but only inside your home network. So in my house, I could do it, but I couldn't take that Roku out of the home. If I wanted to watch it on my phone or tablet, I had to have connected it here. There was a lot of limitations that went into it out when I wanted to watch it outside of my home network. Now, though, they removed that. So now I can take a Roku, I can take a Fire TV with me to a hotel and watch it PlayStation Vue there. So keep that in mind. So I'm trying to think if there's any other important things. There's a whole post. Go to corecarsnews.com, type in PlayStation Vue out of home, and there's a whole breakdown there of all the details. I'll take this as my non-cord cutting question of the day. Joe says, with all the negativity going around Facebook, has it changed your thinking on it? No, because, is anyone... Let's all be honest with ourselves here. Is anyone surprised that Facebook sold personal data? We knew they did it in the previous election. Is anybody really surprised that when you go to Facebook and they know you like monster trucks and you're seeing ads for monster truck groups and monster truck events, whatever, on your Facebook, Are you surprised to find out that they served you those ads because you liked the Facebook group about monster trucks? So I think if we were all very honest with ourselves, we all knew and know that Facebook sells your personal data. They offer you a free service because they use that data you give them to sell you ads. And Cord Cutters News buy ads on Facebook. Here, newsflash. Cord Cutters News pays Facebook for ads. Reality is, if I want anybody to see my posts I make on Facebook, I have to pay them. I pay for boosted posts. But when I do that, it gives me the option. It's like, hey, would you like to target this to a specific interest? You know, hey, this story was about Roku. Would you like to target it to people who also like the Roku Facebook page? I guess, I don't know. I guess to me, it's just, I'm not surprised. And the only thing I'm surprised about with all the Facebook controversies is that people are surprised by it. So that's my non-cord cutting question of the day. That's the one I'm going to take. So let's get back to cord cutting. Can you test drive DirecTV Now for the visually impaired? Hey, DQH, I will look into that. I know there's a lot of streaming services that offer options for visually impaired. Let me do some research. I'm not exactly familiar in all the options, but I'll look at DirecTV Now. I'll see if they offer it. I'll try to do a monster post that will kind of look at maybe all the live TV and maybe like the Netflix, the Hulu, the Amazons that have assisted guides for the visually impaired. I know like Netflix, many of their shows and movies has a track which will describe the action. So when there's no dialogue, it will say, you know, there's a fight or something. It will give you a cue of what's happening on screen during the silent moments. So I'll see what I can do about that. Let me write that little note real quick to myself. Thank you for the tip too. I really appreciate the donation. All right, I made myself a note so I don't forget that, and I'll look at it. Probably won't be tomorrow, probably won't be this weekend. Maybe next week I'll get to that. Nope, PlayStation View does not have a makeup department, and I am bald. All right, what is the difference between a Tablo and an Air TV? Very little now that the Air TV, the first generation, offers a DVR. Tablo is a pure DVR. All it does is you connect your antenna to the Tablo, and the Tablo will stream it to your phone, your tablets, your Rokus, your Fire TVs, your Apple TVs, and stream your antenna out to multiple devices. The thing I like about Tablo is it takes it out of your home, so I can watch it on my phone out there. Air TV is an integrated Sling TV player, really focuses on Sling TV. It would take the antenna and integrate it into your Sling TV guide, so it's all right there. And check that out. It's pretty cool. Both are great. If you use Sling TV, Air TV may be the way you want to go. If you don't use Sling TV, Tablo is probably the way you want to go. Raymond says, hey Luke, did Tubi TV or Crackle release their April titles yet? Not that I saw. Usually they come out a little bit closer to the end of the month. We're over a week away. Probably the next few days we'll get those lists. Can one screen mirror their iPad or iPhone on a Roku device? I know you can on Android. I know you can with Windows screen to a Roku. I don't know if Apple supports that. I know from an Apple you can cast photos to your Roku. Has anyone ever found a workaround for your screen mirroring on iPad or iPhone to Roku? My recommendation, get an Android phone. Problem solved. Just take that Apple phone and throw it out the window. No, I'm kidding. Anybody here ever find a workaround? I know you can cast photos and videos from your iPhone to a Roku. I don't know if you can do screen mirroring. So if all you want to do is show like photos, I do this sometimes when like we go see grandparents, they have a Roku. I'll take out my phone and I'll take a video of my daughter's dance recital or something and I'll put it on the TV. It's just a lot easier to watch than on my phone. So, but I don't know of a direct screen mirroring. Yeah, Apple TV. I think Apple tries to deliberately lock it down to the Apple TV. I mean, they own the iPhone, they own the Apple TV. They want you to buy an Apple TV. DirecTV Now's DVR. When's it happening? Sometime anywhere from tomorrow to the end of June. You can get Chromecast. I do believe Apple supports screen mirroring with the Chromecast. Doesn't Tableau have wireless in speeds? I believe so. I believe that, yes, the Tableau does have wireless in speeds. I have a Tableau here in my house connected to my Wi-Fi network. And I've been very happy with it. All right, well, I'm in luck because I own a 4th gen Apple TV. There you go, Dean. That's what you want to do. Use that to cast your phone, your screen mirroring from your iPad. Well, Sling TV price go up. I haven't seen if they are or not. Sling TV seems to have been very dedicated to keeping the price down. They push most of their new channels into add-ons. They are also one of the few that haven't got on the mad craze of locals. The problem with locals is they're some of the most expensive channels. So if you have a local, you're paying a lot. CBS CEO said locals on a streaming service pay more than a traditional cable service. So that's why you've seen like YouTube TV slightly raise their price, $5. PlayStation View raised their price a little bit. A lot of people went, oh, cord card is going to become crazy expensive. I mean, heck, Comcast raised the price like $16-20 a month on average, I think I read. Don't quote me in that exact. That's a rounding off my memory this year. So a $5 price hike on YouTube TV versus a $20 price hike on Comcast. Cord cutting is still cheaper by far. But Sling TV seems to be pushing the idea like, hey, we're the service for people with antennas. We're not going to run out and pay a ton of money for locals, and because we don't want to raise our price. So far, Sling has been pretty good about not wanting to raise their price, and I hope they stick to their guns. Over there TV is free, Raymond, but it's not free if you get it through a streaming service. PlayStation View, DirecTV Now, Hulu, etc. all pay the locals for the rights to retransmit it. It's called the broadcast retransmission fee, whatever. So keep that in mind, that there is a cost for that. Hey, everybody, it's great to see so many people here. A lot of new people here today. If you're new here, 2 things. Hey, we have a new Android and iOS app. Never miss a Cord Cards news story. Link in the show notes. Number 2, hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell-looking icon right there. Get notifications. Never miss one of our live shows or videos because you get notified on your phone or tablet when we're live on YouTube. So check it out. Would really appreciate your support. You're following us. We're really been pushing hard to make YouTube a bigger part of Cord Cards News. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've been doing a lot more exclusive videos. They don't appear on the site. They only appear on our YouTube channel. So check it out. Would appreciate your support there. Yeah, that's the thing. Antennas do really well in snow. I actually think that snow can help them. I think when the ground gets completely blanketed in snow, no scientific proof about this. I've just noticed that when I was in Michigan, the ground was covered in snow, that the antenna actually seemed to do a better job of picking up signals. I don't know if the snow helps reflect the signals, preventing the ground from absorbing them. I don't know. We'll see. Lucas, Sling TV still planning to go a la carte TV? I'm sure Sling TV would love to go a la carte TV. They got to get their partners to do it. We're moving in the direction of a la carte TV. Slowly. And this is playing out exactly like I always thought a la carte TV would. The first step of a la carte TV is deals like Discovery saying, hey, you're going to be able to get all the Discovery networks and all the Scripps networks for $6 a month. You do the math, it works out to a little less than $1 a channel, which is what people have been saying they want to pay. They want to pay less than $1. While it's not true a la carte, it's not you pick one channel, pay $1 for that channel. It's a smaller bundle. And that's kind of the first step. We see Charter launching their, hey, pay us $21, get your locals, get some music channels no one cares about, and then pick 10 of these channels. That's another thing I predicted would happen. These build your own bundles, we'll call them, is a step towards cord cutting. Look for more and more of these services to come. We're not at a point where content companies are willing to shut down their bundles and go a la carte, because it's still extremely profitable to have a bundle, because it means that if you want AMC, you have to get all these other networks you don't want. They're not willing to get rid of that, but they're putting their toe in the water. They're saying, hey, we're not willing to go all the way to a la carte, but we'll try this. We'll try that out. keep watching it. We're going to keep going down this path. I bet in a few years, first true a la carte services will start to pop up. It'll be a slow process, and it will mean the death of some channels. There was a great debate. The Weather Channel, CNN, MSNBC are some of the channels that people say will be the ones most susceptible to being shut down by basically not enough people willing to pay for CNN to support it if it's a true a la carte system. I expect a la carte and bundles will exist, side by side for a while. So we'll wait and see. The future is a la carte. The future really is, here's one thing. I'll move on in a second. The future's not a la carte channels. The future is a la carte sports and a la carte shows. And that's really where we're moving. In future of saying I want ESPN, you can say, I want college football. I want all Michigan college football games. I pay a flat fee. I get all the games. I want NASCAR. I pay NASCAR directly. I want Formula One. Formula One's launching their own streaming service. I don't have to get cable to watch them now. The list goes on and on. And same thing with shows. I want The Walking Dead. I could care less about what else is on AMC. I want Breaking Bad. I want Walking Dead, and that's it. Right now, you can get a subscription pass and get the next day. I predict in the next year, shows will start offering subscription passes same day. So the moment that show would drop on AMC, for example, not saying AMC will be the first, they probably won't be, but I would get access through my subscription service that way. So, I really predict that channels won't be a thing in 10 years. That you'll just say, hey, I want The Simpsons, I want The Family Guy, I want this, I want that. And you'll buy the shows, not the channels. I think that's the ultimate reality where we're going. I just don't think it's going to happen overnight. All right, back to the questions. Lucas, is it still possible to sign up for Spectrum's TV streaming service? Yes, it is. You should. Those flyers you received are all still good. Denise, I don't know if the AirTV Black supports surround sound. I would contact AirTV and ask them. Anybody can help me with that? Anybody here know if the AirTV Black one supports surround sound? I want to say no, but don't count me on it. Kurt says, Luke, why do you think Spectrum will only allow you to choose 10 channels in their streaming service? I'll pay more to get an additional 10 channels. If you want 20 channels, you may just want to go and get a bundle like PlayStation Vue, DirecTV Now, etc. That's probably going to be a cheaper option for you, to be honest with you. Why is it limited to what it is right now? This feels like Spectrum is just testing the water on this deal. It's very early testing. We'll wait and see what we can learn more about it. And I don't know how much longer Spectrum's going to be offering this deal. All their ads say this deal will end sometime in April. So if you want to try Spectrum Choice, I would get it now because I don't know if they're going to be offering it in the future. Adam says, I'm new here. Welcome, Adam. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate you being here. Can you speak more a bit about the Formula One streaming service? I don't see any news. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. I have to buy a new camera because these DSLRs are a pain. I don't see any news of it. Do you have a launch date? If you go over to cordcuttersnews.com, Adam, cordcuttersnews.com, and you type in F1 or Formula One, there is, let's see here, F1 Racing, I believe it is. Let me see here. If you type in F1 space racing, the first story would be Formula One announces new details about their subscription streaming service. And right there, packages will start at $8, go up to $12 a month. It's all right there if you're looking to learn more about it. So check that out, cordcuttersnews.com. On the right-hand side, on the menu bar on the right, there's a search icon. Type in F1 space racing, and the very first post will be everything you need to know there. Any good free Roku channels for fishing shows? That's a good question. I'm not a fisher, so I can't say I've ever tried it. I do know there's a lot of outdoor networks out on Roku that are free. I would go in the Roku channel store and type in fishing, and you're going to find tons of free ones. I would also check out Pluto TV, pluto.tv. Just type that into your browser, it'll take you there. If I remember right, maybe it's plutotv.com. They also have some outdoor channels, I believe, if I remember right. So check that out. And for anybody here, a fisherman or woman that likes a lot of fishing and can leave a comment about any Roku channels about fishing, I'd love to hear about you. The other thing, hey, here's the other thing, WM. Roku has a great YouTube app. I would look on YouTube for fishing videos and shows that are free. Take your phone, hit that little cast button on it if you're on the same Wi-Fi network, and it will show you your Roku as an option to cast it. And just cast that video to your Roku and enjoy your show. YouTube has more fishing shows than you could ever want in a lifetime. But I would also check out the Roku channel store and see if you find any channel ones there. Mikey says, how do you sign up for Spectrum streaming service if you don't have it in your area? You don't. Spectrum streaming service is limited to Spectrum Internet customers. You have to be a Spectrum Internet customer, call in, ask for it. I think they actually added it recently to, if you go into your account area on there, you'll find it there. WCM says, any MLB games on Twitter this year? I want to say I saw a story that says yes. I will go double check. I will ask my contact at Twitter. I have a PR contact there. It's been very helpful. If he has a list of all the MLB games or what's happening there. Let me get back to you on that, WM. They may not have announced the games yet. It's not uncommon for which games will be free for them to wait to announce that until they get closer to the actual launch of the season. When is the first official game? Is that next week or the week after? Somebody help me out. When's baseball start this year? John, Tim, good to see you here. Welcome, both of you. Yeah, Roku does have several great outdoor channels. You're right, Flex. Do you have any you would recommend? Does any other ISPs have 100 Mbps or not? Any of them? I think pretty much every internet service provider now offers a speed over 100. The question is, do they offer it in your area? It's hard to say. I don't know where you live. Thanks, Adam. Check out Court Cars News every day. We post 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe sometimes 8, 10 or more stories. Check that out. That you'll find a ton of stories there. Facebook does have an MLB deal. Last year, a lot of people are saying Facebook has the deal this year, and they may. I'll have to double check this. But last year, both Twitter and Facebook streamed different games for free. One day it'll be on Facebook, the next day it'll be on Twitter. And I'll try to reach out to Twitter and see if I can find out if they offer free MLB games. And if they are, what games they are offering. Opening day, people are saying March 29th. Wow, it's hard to believe. Next week is the start of MLB. So I'll try to keep an eye on that and run a full story on that. Luke, when will YouTube TV add all markets? I hope they do soon, Makey, because every day YouTube TV is not available in a market is a day that somebody subscribes to one of their competitors and is far less likely to subscribe to YouTube TV when it comes out. So I think it's in YouTube TV's best interest that they launch immediately. So not that they care what I say. They should. Everybody should care what I say. I'm just kidding. Which is the best streaming service? Works and functionalities best. The best streaming service depends on what you want. What I would highly recommend you do is write down like the top 10 shows. What shows are must? Not what shows I want, but what shows must I have? And then go around and look at what streaming service offers that. For the vast majority of cord cutters, you'll be very interested to learn that majority of them only pay for something like Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon. There's an estimated 25 million cord cutters. I think that number is low. I think it's closer to 30 million now, but no one asked my opinion. And only 5 million of them subscribe to a live TV streaming service. It's very possible that maybe just Hulu is right for you. On the other side, it's possible that you may want a Sling TV, PlayStation Vue, DirecTV Now. What is right for you is for you. They all, I think, are very good. I would recommend you take advantage of the free streaming trials. Every streaming service pretty much offers a free trial. Try them one at a time. Resist the temptation to subscribe to all of them at once and take the free trials at once, because then you're going to forget which one had which and confuse them. Do each individually. See which ones are right for you. All right, keep those questions coming. Teresa, you have a great week. We'll see you next week. Can I cast the Fire Stick from a PC? Cast what? Because unfortunately, if you're asking about YouTube, no longer can you cast to YouTube to a Fire TV. They unfortunately pulled that feature out from the Fire TVs. Google did that. There's a beef between Google and Amazon, and it shows no signs of ending anytime. There is no sports packages or add-ons beyond or additional package add-ons. There is like HBO, I believe, is on YouTube. Don't count me on that. But what you get for that $30 or $40 now, is what you get, unless you want a premium channel. Do you have any information about free premium? Yes, if you're a Hulu or Sprint subscriber in certain plans, you get free Hulu. Contact your local Sprint office to find out more. Luke, is there going to be no more satellite dishes in 5 years? No, I think satellite's going to continue for a while. What I do predict, and I don't know which one's going to go down, either DirecTV Now or Dish. Both of them have made it clear that satellites are not their future. At some point they're going to sell. Maybe they're going to sell to a third party. I could see in 5 years, let's say Dish says, you know what, Sling TV is doing really good for us. We've launched our 5G internet. We're now an internet provider. Heck, Dish will come to your home and repair your cell phone. When my Samsung washer needed to be recalled because it was one of those ones that got recalled, Dish came to my house and repaired it. They tried to get me signed up for Dish too, and I kind of politely said no, thank you. I could see Dish saying, hey, AT&T, we have all these very rural customers in very rural parts of the countries that need satellite. Would you like to buy our satellite customers? So check that out. I would see AT&T doing the same thing, saying, hey, we got all this other stuff. We don't want DirecTV satellite service. Hey, Dish, we buy it. Or, this Sirius XM thing. Neither one of us can survive on our own. Let's merge. Maybe they sell them both off into a third company. I don't think in 5 years both satellite will be dead, because you still have people in extremely rural areas that use satellite. There are people who gladly live way out in the rural areas. I think people have a hard time understanding how big the United States is, and the vast majority of the United States is unbelievably rural, where you could drive miles and miles and miles and not see anyone. So we'll wait. I would say that satellite has a long future in front of itself, but I don't think both Dish and DirecTV Now or DirecTV will be doing it 5 years from now. All right, keep the questions coming, and I would appreciate your any information you have or questions. One second, let me send me an email. David, if you just sent me an email about Amazon, I emailed you back. If you're watching this, send me more details on that. All right. AT&T, DirecTV Now on Samsung LG TV, or excuse me, on LG TVs. Could be, could not be. Buy a Roku for like $30 or a Fire TV for like $30, put it on there. Do I think Sirius XM will be around in 5 years? Maybe as a streaming service. I love my Sirius XM, and the problem I have with SiriusXM is I got it for my sports coverage, and they're doing a really good job on sports news. They just launched a Pac-12 network, an SEC network, I think, and an ACC network. I love the college sports. It's now ESPNU. I love that. The problem is they air about half the number of college football games. They used to have tons of college football games out there. Now they have just a fraction of that. They really cut back on the number of games they air on there. But I can go on my TuneIn app on my phone and get those games. I used to do it on my TuneIn app, and I got SiriusXM. I kept it because just the ease of it, because all the games were there. I didn't have to mess with my phone when I'm driving. I just press a button on my radio. I love listening to sports in the car. I'm a sports guy. I love it. I love news in the car. I love the ability to listen to news. So the question is, with them cutting back on news, will I keep paying? When TuneIn offers me all that, and they're with Alexa support, she's going to start talking here in a second. See her spinning her light. Well, oh no, she didn't. She didn't respond. She's getting better about that. With the voice activation, just to say to play this, play that, I think it's going to become easier and easier to say I'm just going to have a voice streaming based service there. Hey, WM, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for telling your family members to check out CoreCarsNews.com. I appreciate it. Hey, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. hit that notification button, that little bell looking thing, so you never miss out on a live stream on a video. YouTube is becoming a bigger part of what we do here. We're going to be continuing to develop our YouTube channel with more content. I got big things in the works for that. So hit subscribe. I appreciate your support. Luke, did you know that DirecTV is doing away with contracts? That's kind of one of those marketing things. If you're in a contract, I don't think they're letting you go. But yeah, I've heard that they're trying to become more competitive. And I had DirecTV. I had DirecTV before I came a cord cutter. Was the last thing I had. And I was very happy with the service from DirecTV. I picked DirecTV because we were in a rural area and they had a Big Ten network. And the price was, I was paying $112 a month just for DirecTV, not the internet, just TV. So we ended up going away with it. Alan says, with iHeartRadio going bankrupt, what do you think the future of iHeartRadio is? I think iHeartRadio is going to be fine. Wouldn't be surprised if they sell a bunch of stations to another company. Terrestrial radio is at a changing point, and it's a warning sign. iHeartRadio is the largest radio station owner. It used to be called Clear Channel Radio before they merged some stuff and rebranded as iHeartRadio. All right, sorry, I'm back. So they used to all be Clear Channel, and I was reading some breaking news that popped up, but it's not anything cord cutting related. Sorry. When the market started drying up, so where TV is today, radio was 10 years ago. So when cord cutting today was what's we're doing to TV, iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, podcasts, all those different music and radio services on your phones and so forth 10 years ago were doing to radio. iHeartRadio, what did they say? They went out there and they bought other radio stations. They said, hey, if the radio market's going to get smaller, let's own a bigger piece of it, right? So they went, took a ton of debt, bought a bunch of radio stations, took on their debt, did all kinds of stuff, and now they're finding themselves that that pie kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Well, broadcast radio is still there. Talk radio, I hear, is actually doing pretty well. Sports radio is not doing too bad. It's the music, and the music is the mainstay of radio. And that's why you're seeing a lot more radio out there doing stuff like, I heard one radio station was like a comedy 24/7. One radio station was a news 24/7. One radio station, one down in Austin I was listening to was like a mixture of like lectures, I think it was. Why are they doing that? Because people aren't listening to music. They want more spoken word. But now you have all this debt, fewer listeners, fewer ads, etc. And TV's kind of making the same mistake. That mistake of trying to get bigger to get a bigger piece of the smaller pie drove iHeartRadio into bankruptcy. While now we see Viacom and CBS looking about merging, Discovery by Scripps, Disney wants to buy Fox, I worry that they're doing the same thing. They're saying, Disney's saying, hey, if the market's going to be smaller, let's buy up everything we can so we can control a bigger piece of the market. Not a one-for-one thing, but they got to be careful about their debt because this market can shrink faster than they thought they would, and they can find themselves in the same place iHeartRadio was. Bigger piece of the market, still smaller, tons of debt, can't make their payments. All right. If you asked a question and I did not answer it, re-ask the question. I'll do my best to answer it. Do any live streaming services offer all 7 HBOs or all 8 channels? I'm not sure how many they have. I want to say that Hulu does. Somebody help me. Which streaming service offers all the channels? I think a lot of them, like DirecTV Now, just say go log into the Hulu app, because what's typically on HBO Family or HBO Extreme or wherever they are is typically available on demand through the app. So they just say, hey, you can go watch on demand. We don't need to stream it. So I think a lot of them are doing that. Luke, do you ever see FCC shutting down the FM broadcast to reallocate the spectrum? Maybe not anytime soon. The problem is FM radio is still seen as an important tool for emergency broadcasts. I could see them selling off chunks of it. Right now, they seem to be wanting to sell off TV. And they're going to have another round of that soon. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Luke, do you think DirecTV Now will offer NFL Red Zone in the near future? You know, this has been floating around forever that, DirecTV Now is going to do this. DirecTV Now is going to do, or add the NFL Network. I'll believe it when I see it. We've heard them say it way too many times. So keep that in mind. Back to the fishing story. Waypoint Kurt says Waypoint TV is a free Roku fishing channel. So if you're still here, you were asking about the fishing services on Roku. Check out Waypoint TV. Apparently, it's a free channel that covers fishing. Greenlight says, when will 3.0 over there TV be here? It's going to start testing in the next month or two in Phoenix. Probably this time next year, we'll start seeing the first commercial rollout across the country. Two of the biggest, Tezen, however you say it, and Sinclair Broadcast, two of the biggest over there owners of broadcast televisions, have made clear that they intend to transition to 3.0 fairly fast. Probably 2 to 3 years they'll do that. I would expect in 2 to 3 years that we will have more streaming, that there'll be more of that. Or 3.0 over there TV, 4K broadcast in most markets. Probably about 5 to 10 years, every market will have it. But let's say they do switch over to 3.0 next year, they still have to broadcast in the current 1.0 standard for 5 years after that happens. All right, Luke, will DirecTV now be adding more single sign-on networks? When you say single sign-on networks, can you explain what you mean a little bit more? I want to make sure I fully understand your question. Cheney, what local was added? When did Sling TV add a local to you? What local was added to you? I'd love to learn more. Launch Haney, can you tell me, you said that Sling TV added a local and didn't charge anything. Tell me what local that was and what market and when it happened. Who's my Big Ten team, John? The Big Ten Men's Championship Basketball team, Michigan. Who I'd like to add outlived your Buckeyes in the tournament. When college sports go OTT, do you think it would be by conference or NCAA overall? Well, we've already seen some, like the Mount West has pretty much teamed up with Stadium to air their games that are on ESPN, etc. for free online. Patriot League, a lot of other ones have done deals to stream their stuff for free, a lot of the smaller ones. It's still crazy profitable for the Big Ten and SEC. It'll be a little while for those ones to go, but I would keep an eye on it. The Big Ten already has an OTT service. If you live outside the United States, you can subscribe to the Big Ten service to watch their games out of country. My wife used that when she was in Korea. So it would probably be, at some point, it would probably be about the time the next contracts come up. The Big Ten Network just did their contract, so we're probably 4 or 5 years down the road. SEC, I think they redo their contract next year. You know, it's so profitable, I'll be shocked if they did a direct-to-consumer offering next year. Maybe mid-2020s they would do that. For now, you're still going to need a streaming service, so keep that in mind. All right. You know, Tony, I'm not hearing reports of Apple TV's 4Ks losing playback on certain apps. I would contact Apple. Your Apple TV may be a bad one. Bridger says his Netflix has a grainy like picture in the background. He has a gigabyte down, so it isn't his internet. It may not be your internet. It may be your Wi-Fi though. If your Wi-Fi is weak, we'll have to see what happens there. But weak Wi-Fi with crazy fast internet will still give you a poor streaming experience. I would look at that first. Sigma Chicken, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. Hey, I just want to say, Sigma Chickens, thank you for saying thank you to me, but I want to say thank you to everybody here for your support, subscribing, hit that thumbs up, not just on this video, on every random video you can. If you do me a favor, every video you see from Court Cars News, hit thumbs up, because YouTube, when you interact it, when you leave a comment, when you hit thumbs up, YouTube does go out and consider that when it looks at how many other people to show this video to. So keep that in mind with that. The other thing is look at, telling other people, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, because without you, Court Cars News is nothing. I'm eternally grateful for your support. Everybody who likes, shares, tells their friends. Somebody was telling me today that they were out there telling their friends and family about Court Cars News and how they need to check it out. Unbelievable support there. We really appreciate it. So without you guys and women and girls, I'm from Michigan, and us Dutch people just say guys everything. But without you, we're, Court Cars News is nothing. So thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. All right. Justin, what brand Roku TV did you get? Was it TCL, Insignia, RCA? Let me know. Thank you, Sigma Chicken. All right, Lonely Cheney, thank you. I'll look into that particular Fox edition. I think they've had that. I think Sling TV's had that Fox for a while. They may have just added it to your account because maybe they realigned their recognition of that. So keep that in mind. Justin says he has a Roku TCL TV. That particular model number I'm not familiar with. I own several Roku TVs. I've actually replaced my living room and the family room TV with a TCL Roku TV. Very, very happy. Pretty much every Roku brand I've been happy with. I haven't tested a Roku TV I've been unhappy with. So I would say you should be very pleased with it. Sharp. I've heard people like Sharp Roku TVs. Some of them are great. I have not tested their 4K HDR Sharp TVs. So I've seen the regular HD Roku Sharp TVs. I've been happy. John, yes, Big Ten Network does offer a premium channel, and that is for stuff that doesn't get aired. That gives you access to like women's volleyball games that aren't aired on ESPN, and men's ice hockey that's not aired, and so forth. So it's all the stuff that's not aired on the Big Ten Network. It's not aired on ESPN or Fox now. So it's a lot of the field hockey and lacrosse games and that kind of stuff go on there. A lot of people like it. I mean, as a Big Ten fan, if you love that kind of stuff, it's great. Colin asks, when did the new 5 series come out from TCL? So the 6 series, the high-end new Roku TVs that look absolutely stunning, brushed metal bodies, 4K HDR, Dolby Vision, everything, comes out May 1st. They have not said when the 5 series. So the 5 series is one step down. It's got a plastic body rather than metal. It still has 4K HDR, Dolby Vision. I'm not sure all the other bells and whistles are different. Big thing is it is not. It doesn't have. It has a plastic body versus a metal body, but they haven't said when the 5 series is coming out. Hey everybody, Vince says that HD home runs have 25% off sale. So check that out if you've been thinking about getting an HD home run. All right, when will Facebook Watch come to Roku? It's really interesting because Facebook has had a Roku channel for years. Roku was the first one to have any type of Facebook channel. Unfortunately, they haven't brought Roku Facebook Watch there. So yeah, I was just thinking, what does Fire TV have that Roku doesn't? That's one of the very few things that Fire TV has that Roku doesn't. I would hope that in the near future it would be there. Any idea when DirecTV Now will add locals and additional markets? DirecTV Now, I would predict by the end of the year, will have most locals in most markets. They are slowly rolling them out. It takes time to actually add all these locals. I know that seems weird, but yeah, it takes time you have to get a physical connection to both points, test out the security on it because you want to make sure it's not easily pirated. The list goes on and on. So I would say by the end of the year, most locals will be there. At least of the big 4. CW seems to be a little less willing to go out there and become core card friendly. Any chance Acorn TV will get autoplay like BritBox? Possible. I would reach out to Acorn and let them know you want it. Luke, did you see the Samsung Wall 140-inch TV with micro LED tech? I didn't see that one. Actually, at CES this year, my hotel room was just a few doors down from the Samsung suite. So when I walked by, I got to look into the suite, see them setting it all up. I got to see the like TV that, dropped my phone. The TV that rolled up and was like so thin they could roll it up. So I got to see that, but I didn't see the 140-inch TV. Do I have a NAS? No, I've had a NAS in the past. I don't. I do run Plex. I just run it off this PC here. You know what I love about Plex is a few years ago, I went and took the time to take all my family videos that were on VHS and digitalize them. And I took all those, put them on the Plex server, and let my families all over the country log into it so they can all access the family videos. So. Do you have any recommendations for any type of mount for my TV? Are you talking about like taking your flat screen TV and putting it on the wall? If so, Justin, I don't have a particular one. I think all of those mounts are pretty much the same. Go on Amazon, read the reviews, pick the one that's right for you. I picked a $25 mount. And in the Core Cars News app, where you see me standing in front of that TCL Roku TV, I'm just in front of like a 5-foot or a $25 TV mount there. It works great. Hey, John, I see that. It's great to see you're also from Michigan. Terry says he dropped, Terry says they dropped DirecTV and picked up DirecTV Now. They're saving $90 a month. Hey, welcome to the cord cutting family. Great to have you here. What are your favorite DVR apps for HD Home Run? I would probably say the Plex is the best. If you have an HD Home Run, I'll say the Plex DVR is probably one of the best ones. All right, hey, last call for questions. Got a few minutes here. Want to go spend some time with my daughter tonight, so we're going to wrap this up here. Luke, who made the 150 mile antenna you recently reviewed? There's a link to it. Go to that video on YouTube, Colin. You'll see a link to it in the show notes. You can see it. It's all in there. I said it in the name. The name of it's escaping me, but it's right in the name of the video. The first thing is who made it. It worked. I can't really attest the 150 mile range. Like I said, two things. It's rather flimsy plastic. I talked about in the review. Two, take the 150 mile, take all mileage claims with a grain of salt on antennas. I talked to a few antenna manufacturers. Why do you use antenna mileage to claim? And they all kind of said the same thing. We don't really know what else to gauge antennas by. Yes, in theory, this is best case scenario that, the 65 mile range under perfect conditions. I can't really attest if that's really a 150 mile antenna, just to be honest with you. Any chance, can you change the screen reader as well when you... All right, DQH, I will look into that. Oh, wow. We're extra long Q&A here because we've had to reset the camera twice. So, a couple things real quick before we call it a night. I am investing in a new camera. I have a DSLR camera. I have a Canon T5i. Absolutely love this camera. It's a great camera. This camera was actually the first major purchase I ever did of Core Cars News. I spent like $700 on it, and I was like, this was like 5 years ago, and I thought I might be crazy. I'm like, am I really going to spend this money? I think it's worked out pretty well. It's lasted me for about 5 years, so I think I got my money out of it. The issue with it is the fact that somebody in this group chat a couple weeks ago told me this, that in the EU they tax video cameras different from DSLRs. So companies like Canon put a time limit for how long you can have a video going like this, and then after 30 minutes they turn it off, or it's just under 30 minutes or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how long, and that gets them around the tax laws of the EU. Well, we're looking at getting a actual camera, so it'll give better image, let you see what's behind me, and it won't cut off at the 30-minute mark. So hey, I'm looking at it. Keep an eye on Core Cars News. We're continuing to develop the site. We're continuing to improve. Look for that there. So check that out. We're always looking for new ways to improve the site. Wonder if I could just flash this camera to a different software that won't do that. Commodore says, I've thought about that. I love this camera. I love a lot of the features on it. I'm very comfortable with the Canon software for when I take it to trade shows and stuff, so I don't really want to flash it. I think I'll take this be my camera when I go to trade shows and buy a studio camera for in my office and when I'm in the review lab and so forth. All right, everybody. Hey, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that follow button. Follow us at CoreCarsNews.com. Check out the fact that we have a new app on your phones, on your tablets. The new Core Cars News app is unbelievably great. It's still early. I know people want landscape mode on the app, and we are looking at the possibility of a landscape mode. But hey, check it out. In the show notes, 100% free. Check out the app. Give us some great 5-star ratings on iTunes and Google Play. Would really appreciate that. We're also on the Amazon App Store for Android devices. So hope you all have a great night. Congratulations to everybody who cut the cord this week. I saw a lot of people say they just cut the cord. Congratulations. Somebody said they just hit their 2-year anniversary. Congratulations on your cord cutting anniversary. Take care, everybody. I'll see you next week. And check back for more cord cutting videos every week and over at CoreCarsNews.com. Take care, everybody.